Hi everybody and welcome to the 10th season of Loons Baseball as we get the 2016 Loons season started today here at Dow Diamond. Matt DeVries joined by Chris Fosters today, and we'll give you a quick preview of the roster and the upcoming series with the Lansing Lugnuts as we get started today. Chris, last year the Loons played the Lugnuts in the 2015 playoffs. Season didn't really end the way the Loons wanted to.
No, and it's rare that you find a rivalry of sorts brewing at the single-A level, but with the number of players that were on last year's Loons team back to start the 2016 season, I've been talking to some guys, and they definitely remember a best-of-3 series. The Loons lost both games by 1 run and had a fantastic comeback in the 9th inning of Game 2 that ultimately ended just short. So some poetic justice, perhaps, that last season ends against Lansing, and that's how this season begins.
The team got into town over the weekend, last weekend, so they've had a couple days to get prepared, and they were down in Lansing a couple days ago to start the season. But Chris, the 2016 roster, maybe not high on top-end prospects, but plenty of talent throughout.
Well, and I think that's okay, and you look again, about half of the roster has done time with the Loons before, and I think especially you look at the starting pitching, guys like Michael Boyle, Andrew Sopko, Isaac Anderson, all ended the season last year here in Midland. And so I think with that kind of experience, even though some of those guys were here for less than a month, just getting that experience at the single-A level at the end of last season, they were all rookies last year. Now they come into another season with a professional spring training under their belts out at Camelback Ranch. And so I think you're going to see some really good pitching, especially among the starters to start the season.
And so a lot of familiar faces back on the roster. Not as many familiar faces with the coaching staff, and Chris had a chance to sit down with first-year Loons manager Gil Velasquez earlier this week.
We're live in the clubhouse, and I'm joined by Loons first-year field manager Gil Velasquez. Gil, nice to have you on board. Everyone around here is really excited for the season, and I know you haven't been in Midland very long yet, but have you found some good restaurants, good places to eat yet?
No, not really. We've been eating here at the ballpark pretty much twice a day, and then the hotel we're staying at, they have a nice little restaurant there, so I get my dinner there at the restaurant.
Good. Well, there's good food at the ballpark too, but if you need any suggestions, please just let me know.
Okay, I will do that.
Again, your first year with the Loons and the 7th manager in team history, and you've gotten to know these guys on the team pretty well now, not only because of spring training, but you were formerly an assistant coach in the Arizona Rookie League. So what's your outlook on the team going into this year? Is there good pitching? Are you excited about the hitting, the defense up the middle? Just generally, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, we have a young group from the offensive side. We got some guys that can hit a little bit. You know, we got some good swings, some good hitters, and defensively, we got some good guys. I mean, up the middle, we have Brendan Davis and Omar Estevez, who are pretty good defenders for their age. So I feel if you have a strong up the middle, as a defensive team, you have a good chance if your pitching comes through and does a good job. Pitching-wise, I'm still getting to know these guys. Our starters, you know, they're pretty hard workers. From what Bobby tells me, they're very responsible, and they can, you know, they're very receptive with information. So they can work through whatever it is that we go through, and I think we have some guys that are going to give us a chance to win ball games every day.
As the manager, of course, you're overseeing all positions, all aspects of the game. But what is your specialty or your focus in particular? Is it the middle infielders or just what exactly?
Well, when I played, my strength was defense. I was an infielder, mainly shortstop, and you know, as far as infield, that's what I worked on last year. I worked a lot with the infielders, but I also got to see a lot of the swings being a coach at first base, and I was able to work with one of the hitting coaches in AZL. His name is Aaron Bates, and he would always ask for my opinion. We'd work together with the hitters. So, you know, I feel like I've played enough to know, you know, pretty good amount of the game as far as not only with defensive part of the infield, but also the outfield. And then the base running, you know, I did plenty of base running. I know where to be, when to be, and how to prepare for certain situations. So, you know, we're trying our best to get these guys ready day by day. And spring training was great. I think they got plenty of information, plenty of reps, and plenty of work. So these guys are ready.
We're with first year field manager Gil Velasquez. When did you find out that you were going to be named the manager here in Great Lakes?
I think it was somewhere around December. I spoke to Gabe Kapler, and he asked me if I was interested, and I said absolutely. So
was it a surprise?
It kind of was, yeah, it was. I mean, after just 1 year of coaching, especially in AZL, like to me it was kind of a shock, for him to offer me a managing job in Great Lakes. So I was excited. My wife was excited. My family was excited. So I'm happy to be here.
And you're actually from Los Angeles originally. Were you a Dodgers fan growing up?
I was. I grew up playing baseball since I was like 4 years old, and my whole family was a big Dodger fan. They still are. So they always hit me up for tickets, and I have to tell them, sorry, I can't do it for you. But yeah, we're still definitely big Dodger fans, and now I work for them, so I'm also excited about that.
Who do you remember watching growing up as a kid?
Well, good story is when I was about 9 years old, when the Dodgers were playing the Oakland A's, when Kirk Gibson hit that home run, I remember that game very vivid. And when Kirk Gibson hit that home run, I just saw all the excitement from my family. And I mean, I was 9, so I had been playing, Little League baseball and pony baseball, and I loved it. All my brothers played baseball, and I was trying to be as good as them at a young age. They were a lot older than me, but when I saw that excitement from my family after Kirk Gibson hit that home run, I remember telling myself, that's what I want to do. I want to play professional baseball.
And I think a lot of people probably had a very similar reaction to that iconic home run, certainly. Now, you grew up in a bilingual family, or at least Spanish was spoken at home, and then English was spoken among friends at school. So how did baseball become a part of your life?
Well, when my parents came from Mexico, we moved into an area that was kind of rough. We had a lot of gangs in that area, so it was kind of dangerous. And my father never wanted us out in the streets, but he wanted us to keep busy, to stay active somehow. So he got into baseball. So my oldest brother, my dad had a young brother. They were age difference of maybe 18 years. So my uncle got into baseball first, and then my brother followed, and they're about a year apart. So they were the ones that got into baseball, and we followed. So it was mainly to keep us out of the streets.
Well, Gil, great information on the team, and appreciate the insight into your background as well. We're really excited to have you on board and are looking forward to a great season. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
So, Chris, that's not the only time you're going to get to talk to Gil Velasquez this year.
That's right. Our Sunday with the Skipper feature is back. Every Sunday I meet with Gil, and it's sort of his opportunity to address the fans and deliver a state of the team speech, if you will. A good weekly update of who's been playing well and what areas the team needs to improve upon for the week ahead in Loons baseball.
So you can hear those interviews every Sunday on ESPN 100.9 FM. So that's what we have going on the field this afternoon. But like always here at Dow Diamond, plenty more happening at the ballpark. And for that, let's welcome in the third member of our team, Ashlyn Hill.
Hey guys, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, it feels amazing to finally be back here at the ballpark yet again for another season of Loons baseball. It's opening day and we're getting things started here in just a little bit. And guess what? We brought in the boys from the Windy City. That's right, the Chicago boys will be here today performing throughout the game and post-game, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled for that amazing show. Also, the boys will be in town until Wednesday, so you have plenty of time this week to get your Loons baseball fix. To stay up to date with everything we have going on here at the park this afternoon, make sure you download our newly redesigned Inside the Park app and let's have some fun. Once again, welcome to our 10th season of Loons baseball. Everybody bundle up, sit back, relax, and dive in. It's Loons baseball time.